The devil has taken hold of them, so he has made them forget the remembrance of God. They are the party of Satan, unquestionably the party of Satan. They will be the losers. We all know the devil can exert influence over individuals, causing them to forget the remembrance of God. However, through willpower and determination, one is able to resist the temptations and deceptions of the devil. When we look at the events taking place in the most recent chapter, two things become clear to me. Not only do we need to bring our holy water to every chapter from now on, but Oda is doubling down on the connection between Imu, the Gorosei, and the devil. It's becoming crystal clear that Imu and the Gorosei are being shaped as devil-like figures. Whether Saturn's powers come from magic, devil fruits, or something entirely new, one thing is for sure: the Strawhats and Vegapunk are in a life-threatening situation. But now, who will resist the devil and put a dent into their plans? What if I told you that it might be someone who seems to have no willpower or life? Someone who Oda is constantly trying to portray as being some mindless creature who has no will of his own left. Bartholomew Kuma will put a dent into Saturn's and the world government's mission on Egghead. But to understand how Kuma will pull this off and why it's significant for Kuma himself to do this, we have to take a deeper look into his current actions. In chapter 1067, to everyone's surprise, the seemingly lifeless Kuma started moving with purpose, heading towards an unknown destination. And now it appears that his target is highly likely to be none other than Egghead. But what could have triggered this sudden action if Kuma is truly without life or will? What's driving him now? You know what? Instead of me saying it, I'll let you put the pieces together. Is it a coincidence that Kuma suddenly started to act as soon as S-Bear was in proximity to Egghead? Is it a coincidence that as soon as Rob Lucci mentioned that Bonnie was on Egghead too, Kuma began to rush towards an unknown destination? You know where I'm going with this, but there's likely two thoughts holding you back. If Kuma is dead and has no mind of his own, then why would he react to hearing Bonnie's name? And how is he able to hear it through S-Bear? The answers to both of these issues are connected, but first I'll go over the latter. When Vegapunk constructed the Seraphim, he had to infuse each of them with the green blood containing the lineage factor of the respective warlords. But here's the intriguing part. What's preventing Kuma, who was likely present during the early stages of the Seraphim's development, from using his devil fruit ability to connect his mind, thoughts, or even vision with S-Bear? We've already seen that Kuma left behind some of his memories locked away in a room, so the idea that Kuma and S-Bear now share a connected consciousness is not a far-fetched idea at all. This connection could explain why S-Bear was labelled as a problem child who's not following orders. It's possible that the link between their minds is causing an interference with receiving and executing orders. Middleway, another One Piece creator, has cleverly pointed out that S-Bear's behavior has been a lot different to the other Seraphims. In chapter 1078, S-Bear does something very interesting. He appears to have sent S-Hawk away using his devil fruit ability during his confrontation with Luffy and Zoro, which was what led to Zoro chasing after S-Hawk. Now why would S-Bear do this? He sent S-Hawk away in hopes that Zoro would go looking for him, so that Zoro could hopefully find York and put a dent into her plan. Fast forward to chapter 1089, we see Zoro holding a sword to York's throat, as if he was the one to stop her and put an end to her scheme. But how would S-Bear and Kuma know that York is a traitor? Simple, because S-Bear was present when York was giving them orders. Kuma's ability to overhear conversations through S-Bear, especially when he heard the name of his beloved daughter, is what triggered his reaction. You have to understand that this all proves that Kuma still holds memories of his daughter Bonnie. The weight of the soul is memories. Kuma is still very much alive, possessing a mind. And right now he's embarking on a new mission. Not only will Kuma save his daughter, but the moment Saturn sees him, he'll be in shock, because Kuma will have the perfect counter to Saturn's abilities. In chapter 1093, it's implied that Saturn was the one pushing the order to erase Kuma's individuality. Through the dialogue that Bonnie is recalling, it seems that Saturn is instructing Vegapunk, but where did this crucial conversation take place? Well, according to Saturn himself, he's only met Vegapunk once before. only once. It's likely that this conversation went down in Meridra, where Vegapunk had an audience with the Gorosei. The fact that Kuma may have been a topic in this meeting indicates how important it was for the Gorosei to ensure Kuma's existence is no longer. But why would they want to ensure this? I think it's wise to assume that the reason is due to Bonnie. Saturn implies here that the Gorosei had a previous use for Bonnie, using her unique powers for a purpose that is still unknown. Being her sole guardian and one of the few people who know the truth about Bonnie's abilities, the Gorosei probably wanted Kuma out of the picture. However, Vegapunk managed to convince them to release Kuma from prison for scientific experiments, creating new weapons such as the Pacifista to add to the world government's arsenal. Meanwhile, Kuma would effectively be dead. It seemed like a win-win situation for the Gorosei and the warrior of science Saint Saturn, right? Well, what's about to unfold next will make Saturn regret his agreement with Vegapunk and not pushing for Kuma's execution or lifelong imprisonment. In Kuma's character, we find intriguing elements that paint him as an ideal contender against the devil, symbolized by Imu and the Gorosei. Not only does Kuma's association with the Bible stand out, but his devil fruit's name, the Niku Niku no Mi, offers an intriguing wordplay. It hints at the Japanese word neko, which translates to cat. In fact, this connection was acknowledged by Robin when she first heard the devil fruit's name. Cats have long been seen as protectors against the evil forces in various mythologies. For example, the ancient Egyptians believed in the protective qualities of cats. These aspects of Kuma's character seem to align him as an adversary to the dark forces, but there's more to it. In chapter 524, the Hungaria tribe was seen attempting to summon Satan using black magic, but their ritual resulted in the appearance of Brook instead, who had been sent away by Kuma. If you pay close attention, the summoning circle used by this tribe bears a striking resemblance to the one that preceded Saturn's arrival on Egghead. And what damaged it? Kuma's distinctive paw print. This paw print could symbolize the power of nature or the animal kingdom coming to the defense of the natural order. In this interpretation, nature itself is resisting the dark forces of the cult and disrupting their ritual. However, I believe Oda's masterful foreshadowing is at play here, hinting at Kuma's role in Saturn's downfall. We're still in the dark about Saturn's abilities, but considering his inspiration from the yokai and the clues that we've gathered, it's safe to bet that Saturn draws power from that mysterious summoning circle. Much like the real-life inspiration, this circle likely generates some kind of dark, intangible energy, and this is where Kuma's unique abilities will come into play. With Kuma's power, he can transform this intangible energy into something tangible, severing its connection to its source. This move could potentially weaken or even depower Saturn's abilities. The yokai and even Satan himself are well known for unleashing negative emotions upon individuals, making it incredibly difficult for them to resist and pushing them to surrender their will. It's very possible that Oda might incorporate this influential ability into Saturn, making him a perfect counter to the joy and laughter that Joydboy's abilities create. However, Kuma's power has the potential to make these intangible negative emotions tangible, dispelling all the harmful energy. And this would not only save those affected by this ability, but also renders Kuma himself immune to its effect. So, while we still don't know what Saturn's abilities will look like, Kuma's unique power could play a pivotal role in facing him. Kuma will arrive on Egghead and take on Saturn, buying enough time for the Strawhats, Bonnie and Vegapunk to escape. Ultimately, I don't think this will be enough to completely defeat Saturn and the Navy's forces. But by allowing everyone to escape, Kuma, who was once labelled a mindless creature, will be the one to put a dent into the devil's plan. And he'll pull off one of, if not the, biggest sacrifices in anime manga. But wait, if Kuma is confronting Saturn, then who will buy enough time for everyone to escape from Kizaru? Well, if you want the answer to that, then go check out my guy Middleway's recent video, because it's crazy. But that's it from me, and I really hope you enjoyed listening to this. See you guys in the next one.